Italy has a variety of climate systems. The inland northern areas of Italy have a relatively cool, mid-latitude version of the humid subtropical climate, while the coastal areas of Liguria and the peninsula south of Florence generally fit the Mediterranean climate profile. Between the north and south there can be a considerable difference in temperature, above all during the winter. In some winter days it can be a 2 degrees Celsius and snowing in Milan, while it is 8 degrees Celsius in Rome and 20 degrees Celsius in Palermo. Temperature differences are less extreme in the summer. The east coast of the Italian peninsula is not as wet as the west coast, but is usually colder in the winter. The east coast north of Pescara is occasionally affected by the cold Bora winds in winter and spring, but the wind is less strong here than around Trieste. During these frosty spells from AERONE cities like Rimini, Ancona, Pescara and the entire eastern hillside of the Apennines can be affected by true blizzards. The town of Fabriano, located just around 300 m in elevation, can often see 0.5 0.6 m of fresh snowfall in 24 hours during these episodes. On the coast from Ravenna to Venice and Trieste, snow falls more rarely. During cold spells from the east, the cold can be harsh but with bright skies. While during the snowfalls that affect northern Italy, the Adriatic coast can see a milder sirocco wind which makes snow turn to rain. The mild effects of this wind often disappear just a few kilometers inside of the plain, and sometimes the coast from Venice to Grado sees snow while it is raining in Trieste, the Po River mouths and Ravenna. Rarely, the city of Trieste may see snow blizzards with northeastern winds. In the colder winters, the Venice lagoon may freeze, and in the coldest ones even enough to walk on the ice sheet. Summer is usually more stable, although the northern regions often have thunderstorms in the afternoon-night hours and some grey and rainy days. So, while south of Florence the summer is typically dry and sunny, in the north it tends to be more humid and cloudy. Spring and autumn weather can be very changeable, with sunny and warm weeks suddenly broken off by cold spells or followed by rainy and cloudy weeks. In the north precipitation is more evenly distributed during the year, although the summer is usually slightly wetter. Between November and March the Po Valley is often covered by fog, especially in the central zone, while the number of days with lows below 0 degrees Celsius is usually from 60 to 90 a year, with peaks of 100 110 days in the mainly rural zones. Snow is quite common between early December and early March in cities like Turin, Milan and Bologna, but sometimes it appears in late November or late March and even April. In the winter of 2005–2006, Milan received around 0.75 0.8 m or 75 80 centimeters of fresh snow, Como around 1 m or 100 centimeters, Brescia 0.5 m or 50 centimeters, Trento 1.6 m or 160 centimeters, Vicenza around 0.45 m or 45 centimeters, Bologna around 0.3 m or 30 centimeters, and Piacenza around 0.8 m or 80 centimeters. Summer temperatures are often similar north to south. July temperatures are 22–24 degrees Celsius north of River Po, like in Milan or Venice, and south of River Po can reach 24–25 degrees Celsius like in Bologna, with fewer thunderstorms. On the coasts of central and southern Italy, and in the near plains, mean temperatures goes from 23 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Generally, the hottest month is August in the south and July in the north. During these months the thermometer can reach 38–42 degrees Celsius in the south and 32–35 degrees Celsius in the north. Sometimes the country can be split as during winter, with rain and 20–22 degrees Celsius during the day in the north, and 30–40 degrees Celsius in the south. But, having a hot and dry summer does not mean that southern Italy will not see rain from June to August. The coldest month is January. The Po Valley's mean temperature is between 1 degree Celsius, Venice 2–3 degrees Celsius, Trieste 4 degrees Celsius, Florence 5–6 degrees Celsius, Rome 7–8 degrees Celsius, Naples 9 degrees Celsius, and Cagliari 12 degrees Celsius. Winter morning lows can occasionally reach a 30 to a 20 degrees Celsius in the Alps, a 14 to a 8 degrees Celsius in the Po Valley, a 7 degrees Celsius in Florence, a 4 degrees Celsius in Rome, a 2 degrees Celsius in Naples and 2 degrees Celsius in Palermo. In cities like Rome and Milan, strong heat islands can exist, so that inside the urban area, winters can be milder and summers more sultry. On some winter mornings it can be just a 3 degrees Celsius in Milan's Dome Plaza while a 8 to a 9 degrees Celsius in the metropolitan outskirts. In Turin can be just a 5 degrees Celsius in the city centre and a 10 to a 12 degrees Celsius in the metropolitan outskirts. Often, the largest snowfalls happen in February, sometime in January or March. In the Alps, snow falls more in autumn and spring over 1,500 m, because winter is usually marked by cold and dry periods. While the Apennines see many more snowfalls during winter, but they are warmer and less wet in the other seasons. Both the mountain chains can see up to 5 euro 10 m or 500 euro 1,000 centimeters of snow in a year at 2,000 m. On the highest peaks of the Alps, snow may fall even during midsummer, and glaciers are present. The record low is a 45 degrees Celsius in the Alps, and a 29.0 degrees Celsius near sea level, while in the south cities like Catania, Foggia, Lecce or Alghero have experienced highs of 46 degrees Celsius in some hot summers. Climates found in Italy, car paragraph PPEN climate classification equals Mediterranean climate XI equals, it is found in all the coastal areas, excluding the northeastern area, which fits a humid subtropical climate. The winter average vary from 6 degrees Celsius, in the northern areas, to 11 euro 14 degrees Celsius in the southern islands. During the summer, averages near 23 degrees Celsius in the north, and sometimes reaching 26 euro 28 degrees Celsius in the south. Precipitations mostly during the winter. Snowfalls are rare and usually very light in the north, and almost never happen in the south. Summers are dry and hot. Main cities, Cagliari, Palermo, Naples, Rome, Genoa, Pescara. Equals Mediterranean mild climate CSB equals, this climate is found inland and at medium and high elevations in southern Italy, around 1,000 meters. It is similar to the usual Mediterranean climate, the summers are dry and the winters wetter, but the temperatures are lower in both seasons around 3 or 5 degrees Celsius in the winter, and between 17 and 21 degrees Celsius in the summer. Snowfalls are more common. Main cities and towns, Potenza, Prizai. Equals humid subtropical climate CFA equals, a relatively continental, and four-season version of the humid subtropical CFA climate can be found in the Po and Adige valleys in the north until low inland central and southern Italy. It's marked by hot and wet summers, while winters are moderately cold. The precipitation is higher and there is no dry season. Average temperatures are around 1 degree Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius in the winter and more than 22 degrees Celsius in the summer. Main cities, Milan, Venice, Verona, Turin, Bologna, Florence. Equals oceanic climate CFB equals, it can be found in altitude in the Apennines and in the Alpine foothills. Summers are between 17 and 21 degrees Celsius. Main cities and towns, Aosta, Campobasso, L'Aquila, Cuneo, Sondrio, Amatrice Euro mild. Belluno, Brino, Feltre Euro severe. Equals humid continental climate DFB equals, this climate is found in the Alps, around 1,200 meters in the western side, or around 1,000 m in the eastern side. It is marked by low winter averages and mild summers, with temperatures averaging from 13 to 18 degrees Celsius. Snow is usual from early November until March or early April. Main towns, Brusson, Grisoni St. Jean, Aprica, Vermlio, Mazin, Santo Stefano di Cadore, Claude, Resia. Equals cold continental climate DFC equals, in the Alpine Valley around 1,600 Euro 1,800 meters. The winters are very cold, averages between a 12 and a 5 degrees Celsius, and summers are cool, usually around 12 degrees Celsius. Main towns and villages in this area: Livigno, Chamy, Myshurina, Pridoui, Ramez Notre Dame. Tundra climate equals, above the tree line in the Alps. All the months with average below 10 degrees Celsius. Villages with this climate: Savinia, Sestriere, Tripoli. Extremes: the village of Musi, having an annual average of 13 mm, is the wettest place in Italy. The maximum rainfall in 24 hours was recorded in Genoa Bolzaneto on September 10, 1970, with a value of 948.4 mm. However, there are many daily rainfall records around Italy exceeding 500 mm. The maximum snow depth was recorded in March 1951 at the meteorological station of Lago d'Vino with a value of 1125 centimeters. In the snowiest years, the snowfall can exceed 20 meters in some places in high altitudes. During the winter of 1950-51, the village of Falcade in the Dolomites received 11.5 mm snowfall, setting the record for an inhabited place. The maximum snowfall in 24 hours was recorded in the village of Riccarca Romanico in January 1951. The lowest temperature record for an inhabited place is 34 degrees Celsius in 1967 in Livigno, while the highest temperature of 48.5 degrees Celsius was recorded in the village of Catananova in Sicily during the summer of 1999. See also, Climate of Ancient Rome, Geography of Italy. References: Venice on ice. LibrariaSolaris.com. Retrieved July 20, 2012. http, Spigotti Alta Vista Org Album Gala Verna 301205 HTML, 1. Weather information for Naples. World Meteorological Organization. June 2011. Retrieved September 7, 2012. Tabel climatic della stazione meteorologica di Napoli Capodichino Ponente dall'Atlantico Climatico 1971 Euro 2000. Servizio Meteorologico dell'Aeronautica Militare. Retrieved December 5, 2012. Potenza 845 m. SLM. Servizio Meteorologico. Retrieved September 10, 2013. Stazione 300 Potenza, Medi Mensili Periodo 61 to 90 inches. Servizio Meteorologico. Retrieved September 10, 2013. Milano Linate. Servizio Meteorologico. Retrieved December 11, 2014. Stazione 080 Milano Linate, Medi Mensili Periodo 1961-90. Servizio Meteorologico. Retrieved December 11, 2014. Milano Linate, Record Mensili DAO 1946 inches. Servizio Meteorologico dell'Aeronautica Militare. Retrieved December 11, 2014. Firenze Peretola. Servizio Meteorologico. Retrieved October 13, 2012. World Weather Information Service, Florence. Retrieved April 14, 2010. Il Clima dell'Aquila. Setemps retrieved September 26, 2011. External links: Average climatic data of cities in Italy.